What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 87th episode of Cartoon Fight Club. I'm your host, Animation Rewind, and if you're new to this series, then be sure to check out the older content. But if you know how the game is played, then let's get ready for the fight. Tonight's battle was animated by the super talented Wire Torch, so if you enjoy what you see, be sure to head on over to his channel and subscribe. Speaking of tonight's battle, we have a classic cartoon rivalry between Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny. With all this being said, let's introduce Cartoon Fight Club's 87th Round of Fighters. Michael Theodore Mouse is back on Cartoon Fight Club. The last two times he was on here, he fought SpongeBob twice, once on his own and once with his pal Goofy. I won't spoil those episodes for you, but I will say that in those episodes, I covered a lot of Mickey's basic abilities. So for this episode, I'm going to focus on the things like his Toon Force and his important attributes. For those of you who don't know, Toon Force is basically a special loophole to the natural laws of physics. In other words, it's basically when a character possesses the ability to manipulate actual cartoon logic. Both Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse are well known for using their Toon Force on many occasions. Toon Force is very similar to reality warping. However, there are differences. One, it could actually be more powerful depending on how it's used, and two, it's far more inconsistent compared to natural reality warping. With Toon Force, Mickey Mouse has the ability to tamper with story plots, break the fourth wall, bypass any and all laws of physics, create and apply new laws of physics, and basically defy all forms of nature. For Mickey's small size, he's actually quite strong. He had the speed and strength to resist the force of an F5 tornado. This tornado was strong enough to literally rip through the ground it was hovering over, and yet it had nothing on Mickey. As many of you know, Mickey is an expert with his Keyblade. In combat, Keyblades are wielded in the same way as swords, with the specific style varying with the wielder. Keyblades are able to serve as both excellent blunt weapons and supernaturally precise cutting tools. Keyblades are especially effective against creatures connected to hearts or darkness, including the Heartless, Nobodies, Unversed, and Dream Eaters. And with Mickey's blue paint, he has the ability to either restore erased objects from his thinner or temporarily turn his foes into his allies. And with his green thinner, he can melt away or erase most elemental forms of matter. One huge downside for Mickey is that he's not a defensive-themed character. He tends to run the risk of taking a large sum of damage before he makes his own tactical decisions, and sometimes he acts too little too late. Overall, Mickey Mouse is known as King Mickey for a good reason. He is a highly skilled mouse and a high-tier user of Toon Force. What he lacks in defensive tactics, he makes up with his offensive-styled Toon Force. From one iconic animation mascot to another, let's discuss Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny, who first appeared in the 1940 classic Wild Hare, is the main protagonist of the Looney Tunes and Marie Melody series of animated films. For over half a century, Bugs Bunny has been through many adventures, from countlessly saving the galaxy from Marvin the Martian, to teaming up with the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan, to defeat the Monstars in the most important pickup game in animation history. Like Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny is a high-tier user of Toon Force. Now, one thing to know about Toon Force is that not all Toon Force is created equal, and Looney Toon Force is much different than Disney Toon Force. For starters, Bugs Bunny is heavily reliant on the use of hammer space. This is where he can pull many random yet useful objects out of thin air. Some examples include pulling out a slingshot and a boulder to win a boxing match, all the way to basic office supplies. Bugs Bunny is also impressively strong. With one saw in his bare hands, he had the strength to chop off the entire state of Florida in less than 5 seconds. From the top western tip of Florida to the eastern tip is nearly 483 miles. Forget actually cutting all of the solid land. To travel that distance in 5 seconds would mean that Bugs Bunny had to cut and move at approximately 347,760 miles per hour. And thanks to Bugs' Toon Force, that's not really his fastest or strongest feat. Without question, this guy's favorite food is carrots, and he has a trusty carrot saber to which he used to battle Marvin the Martian. He even survived many blasts from Marvin's deadly bubble gun. If you're wondering where exactly does Bugs Bunny get this Superman-like strength, speed, and durability, well, it's actually because Bugs Bunny has all the powers and abilities of both Golden Age and post-Crisis Superman. That's right, every single thing that Superman can do, Bugs Bunny can do furrier. He is as strong as Superman, fast as Superman, has heat vision as hot as Superman, and is as durable as Superman. Heck, Bugs Bunny is actually more durable than Superman because he's not weak to kryptonite, nor is he weak to magic. But don't get me wrong, Bugs Bunny is by no means perfect, and if he's facing other characters who wield Toon Force, he can actually be in quite some trouble. A prime example is when he was facing the Monstars. For starters, he is no fan of putting in 100% effort all the time, and if he can't get the easy way out, he will settle for quitting. In Space Jam, Michael Jordan literally had to trick him into continuing to play. That's how demotivating Bugs can be at times. One of Bugs Bunny's strongest aspects is to literally become the animator. Not figuratively, but Bugs Bunny can literally become the animator and physically animate the universe and characters around him. Overall, Bugs Bunny has all the abilities of Superman and is a high-tier Toon Force user. He may not put in 100% effort, but if he really wants to, he has the ability to literally become the animator. And now, let's get ready for the fight. This battle's going to take place in Toontown with no prep time. Let the battle begin.
Oh boy, it's that rotten Rome back for trouble. I better get my Keyblade.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
You messed with my mouse in my house.
Ooh, I'm dying!
Ha!
You were expecting maybe the Easter Bunny?
Listen, Bugs. I'm not a fan of your dirty games.
Well, scram! You've already ruined my vacation.
Oh, I'm in big trouble.
That's all, folks.
Before we discuss anything, I need to give a huge, and I mean huge, special thanks to the battle animator, WireTorch. He is crazy talented, and please go support his channel by subscribing to it. He's working on many new projects for both Cartoon Fight Club and his personal channel as we speak. Also, special thanks to the voice actor of Mickey Mouse, Eli Turk. Be sure to check out his channel as well. But now let's discuss Mickey Mouse versus Bugs Bunny, and the most important aspect of this debate is to know and understand that not all Toon Force is created equal, and that Disney Toon Force and Looney Toon Force operates on different levels of consistency and maximum power. It's also important to know that this battle is no curb stomp. Bugs Bunny had to put in some legit effort to take down a Toon Force user like Mickey, but ultimately Bugs does have the abilities necessary to get the job done. Don't forget that Bugs had the strength to literally saw the state of Florida right off the map, and he did it in under 5 seconds. Traveling that distance of 483 miles in 5 seconds would mean that Bugs Bunny had to cut and move at approximately 347,760 miles per hour. And that's only the beginning. Bugs Bunny also has all the confirmed abilities of both Golden Age Superman and Post-Crisis Superman, which easily gives Bugs the advantages in speed, strength, durability, and power. Mickey does have the edge in skill, intelligence, experience, and effort, but not enough so to tip the scale to his favor. Bugs ultimately does have the ability to become the animator and literally control the animation. Surprisingly, this feat isn't the nail in the coffin. Mickey has the fourth wall awareness and Toon Force to avoid this. He's escaped fiction before, but so has Bugs. And when you factor out all the logic-breaking filler, Bugs is just physically superior. But when you do factor in all the logic-breaking filler, Looney Toon Force is used more violently and efficiently than Disney Toon Force. More often than not, Bugs' Toon Force is being used in the act of causing violence or pain towards another character. Mickey Mouse usually uses his Disney Toon Force to dance with the sun or tamper with weather. Now that doesn't mean that Mickey doesn't use his Toon Force in combat, he certainly can, but not to the extent to which Bugs Bunny can. The winner is Bugs Bunny. Now, if you want to see a total war between the Looney Tunes and the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse friends, you know what to do. Comment down below the words Total War, and if this episode gets 5,000 Total War comments, there will be a Total War. Also, don't forget to comment down your ideas for future Cartoon Fight Club episodes. They may even become a future episode of Cartoon Fight Club. And stay tuned, because the next fighters are going to be revealed on the next episode of Cartoon Fight Club.
What's your name, kid?
The Human Spider.
The Human Spider, that's it? That's the best you got?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
My name's the Human Spider.
I don't care. Get out there.
No, he got my name wrong.
Get
You gotta
out
tell
there,
him.
you moron.
Bonesaw gonna eat you up and... What is wrong with you guys? Remember Covert? Why didn't you follow my lead? Vanish into the jungle. I know you hate getting your hands dirty.